A man who has committed the perfect crime is being haunted by his conscience. Is it possible for someone to commit the perfect crime? If not, why do we continue trying? In this video, we'll find out as we explore the dark underbelly of 19th century St. Petersburg and experience all the twists and turns of one of literature's greatest mysteries. It's me. Welcome to the series where great novels are brought to life through the art of storytelling. This is Crime and Punishment, the story of Rodion Raskolnikov. Our story begins in the dank, dark alleyways of 19th century St. Petersburg. A young man walks hurriedly through the maze of buildings. His name is Rodion Raskolnikov. He is poor, desperate, and angry at the injustice of his situation. As he walks, we see flashes of his life. We see him lying in his dingy bed, eating a crust of bread, staring at the wall. It's clear that he's been struggling to make ends meet. One night, after enduring yet another day of hunger and humiliation, Raskolnikov retreats to his room. As darkness envelops him, his mind races. He finds himself thinking about a pawnbroker who lives nearby. The pawnbroker is rich and miserly. She hoards her money and lives a solitary life. As Raskolnikov thinks about her, an idea begins to form in his mind. What if he killed her? Would anyone miss her? Would anyone care? And if not, then what would he have to lose? And so it was that Raskolnikov began to plot the murder of the pawnbroker. But before he could carry out his plan, he had to convince himself that killing the pawnbroker was not only justifiable, but even necessary. To do this, he came up with a radical theory. According to his theory, some people were born to be superior to others and were therefore above conventional morality. He believed that these special people could do whatever they wanted, including killing, stealing, and lying, and would not have to face the consequences of their actions. Raskolnikov believed that he was one of these special people. But as he thought about carrying out his plan, he couldn't shake off a feeling of unease. Was he really doing the right thing? Or was he about to commit the ultimate sin? As the tension builds, we see Raskolnikov preparing for the murder. He buys a knife, a hammer, and some rope. He also takes a small suitcase with him, which he will use to carry the body away. On the night of July, Raskolnikov sets out to carry out his plan. He walks down the dark, narrow streets of St. Petersburg until he reaches the pawnbroker's house. He knocks on the door, and when it opens, he steps inside. Now the time has come. Raskolnikov attacks the pawnbroker with the knife and quickly kills her. He then uses the hammer to smash open the safe and takes the money inside. He also takes some other valuables, including the pawnbroker's rings. Once he has everything he wants, he leaves the house and makes his way down the dark streets. The next morning, the police are called to the pawnbroker's house. They find her dead, and the only evidence of a struggle is a small bloodstain on the floor. As they investigate further, they find out that she was last seen alive when she opened the door to her house. The killer had somehow managed to enter the house without leaving any fingerprints or other evidence of his presence. The police are baffled, and so far they don't have any leads. As the investigation continues, we see Raskolnikov living his life as usual. He attends lectures, meets friends, and takes walks in the park. But he can't shake off the feeling of unease. He keeps expecting the police to arrest him, but they never do. One day, however, he meets a detective named Porfiry Petrovich. Porfiry is intelligent and persistent, and he's convinced that Raskolnikov is the killer. But instead of arresting him, he decides to play a game with Raskolnikov. He challenges Raskolnikov with clues and evidence related to the crime, hoping that Raskolnikov will confess. Raskolnikov is shocked and horrified by the murder. He tries to convince himself that he didn't do it, but the evidence is mounting against him, and he begins to doubt himself. At the same time, Raskolnikov is also being pursued by another woman, Sonia Marmeladova. Sonia is a former prostitute who believes that Raskolnikov is the killer. She doesn't want to see him go to prison for the rest of his life, so she tries to help him confess and redeem himself. As the story progresses, the pressure mounts on Raskolnikov. He becomes increasingly agitated and starts behaving erratically. He goes days without eating, can't sleep, and has strange fits of energy. All the while, Porfiry is watching him closely, waiting for him to crack. Raskolnikov eventually breaks down and confesses the crime to Sonia. She is shocked and horrified, but she comforts him and tells him that confessing is the best thing he can do now. Together, Sonia and Raskolnikov decide to go to Porfiry and confess. When Raskolnikov confesses to Porfiry, he is shocked and relieved. He has been chasing the truth for weeks, and now he finally has it. He arrests Raskolnikov and takes him to jail. In jail, Raskolnikov is treated harshly. He is beaten and tortured until he finally confesses to the crime. He is then sentenced to 8 years of hard labor in Siberia. As he is led away to prison, he sees Sonia waiting for him. She tells him that she loves him and will follow him to Siberia. Raskolnikov is moved by her devotion and realizes that he has found someone who truly loves him. As the story comes to a close, we see Raskolnikov arriving in Siberia. He is weak and emaciated from his time in prison, but he is determined to make something of himself. Sonia is there to meet him, and she helps him settle into his new life. Over the next few years, Raskolnikov works hard and eventually becomes a respected member of the community. He and Sonia get married and have children, and he realizes that he has found true happiness. Fyodor Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment is a powerful story about the consequences of unchecked ambition. Raskolnikov is a tragic figure who is both brilliant and deeply flawed. He is a man who is capable of great things, but who is ultimately undone by his own hubris. The novel explores the depths of human depravity as well as the possibility of redemption. Even when Raskolnikov is at his lowest point, he is given the opportunity to repent and seek forgiveness. Ultimately, it is up to him whether he takes this opportunity or not. Crime and Punishment is a must-read for anyone interested in classic literature. It is a gripping story that will stay with readers long after they finish the book. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend that you do. You won't be disappointed. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the dark underbelly of 19th century St. Petersburg. I hope you enjoyed this retelling of Crime and Punishment. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the story and its characters. And if you're a fan of classic literature, please subscribe. I've got plenty more stories to share with you. Until next time, keep reading. And remember, every story has a lesson to teach and a truth to reveal.